Well, welcome viewers. This brief talk is entitled Substance Abuse Comes Back to Bite You. I'll say that again. Substance abuse comes back to bite you. And point number one brings us to the illusion phase. The illusion phase. And when you're in the illusion phase, the substance, you think you have it under control. You think everything's going to be alright. You think you can get away with it. But one thing I've always said is substances are the servant of none. They are the servant of none. And then you'll find short-term relief in the substance masks the long-term consequences of the substance. And then you'll have early warning signs warning you that you're going down the wrong track, and you minimize them or even go so far as ignoring them. And then point number two, the escalation phase. Point number two, the escalation phase. Your tolerance builds, more is needed for the same effect. In the escalation phase, frequency increases, the use increases, and then dependence begins forming quietly. You start to have your life evolve around your dependence on the drug. Which leads us to point number three, the control reversal. You may have never heard this before, but the control reversal. And with control reversal, what was a choice becomes a need. It's now changed from making the choice to the need. It's disintegrative, see? Then decision making starts revolving around access and recovery. And rationalization replaces accountability, that you'll rationalize your way out of and away from being accountable. Which brings us to stage number four, the relationship damage stage. Trust erodes through secrecy and broken promises. In the relationship damage stage, emotional unpredictability increases the conflicts. And in the relationship damage stage, isolation grows and grows and grows. And that's where separation begins to take root. And then point number five, the physical and mental toll. The physical and mental toll. In the physical and mental toll, you'll find sleep disruption, mood swings, anxiety or depression. You'll find cognitive decline over time and increased long-term health risks. And the next point six, the financial and legal consequences. You're going to have escalating costs because your requirement of the substance is going to cost more because you want more. Work performance suffers because you're not sound-minded. Your mind's disrupted by the substance. Your mind suffers, so your work suffers. And of course, most people that are led by drugs one way or another have potential legal issues. And they're always attached to some kind of legal problem. And then, number 7, the identity erosion Shame and guilt intensify. In identity erosion, self-respect declines. In identity erosion, life narrows around survival and avoidance. Life narrows around survival and avoidance. And then, point 8, the delayed reckoning. Delayed reckoning is temporary escape becomes sustained damage. Temporary escape becomes sustained damage. Relief turns into dependency, and consequences compound and resurface later, often when least convenient. And this is one of the horrible things about drugs. You think you're out of trouble, and at the most inconvenient time, trouble surfaces from these past problems. Past problems turn into unpredictable current present tense issues. And then, of course, you have number 7, identity erosion. Shame and guilt intensify. Self-respect declines. Life narrows around surveillance and avoidance. Then point number 8, the delayed reckoning. We've done that, we've jumped back. Consequences compound and surface later, often when least convenient. And so substance abuse doesn't always bite immediately. It waits like a predator. And when it comes up with its problems, it rarely misses. Dr. J.W. Ayoub. Bye for now.